Somebody wants to say something? We'll wait for a few more minutes, guys. Let others also join. Maybe 2 more minutes. 7:05, I will share the quiz link. And after that, we will be getting into analytics.
Ma'am, which topic we are discussing today?
Today, we'll be having the discussion on HR analytics and some, benefits of it, like what we are going to understand, the key metrics, what can be used, what are the parameters, how to identify the trends, like a theoretical part. Then we will get into tools.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So should I share the quiz link? It's 7:05. I will share it. Otherwise, we'll have less time for the analytics, right? So let me share it now. Let me just copy it. There is a sheet. So this would be on your last session, okay? Whatever the session I have conducted, it is on that topic because introduction to analytics is happening today. Okay, here you go. So I've shared the link. Just take 5 minutes. So anybody joining now lately, please let me know if you can't see the quiz link. Everyone is able to view the link? Thanks, Sheikh Karishma, for confirming. So guys, whoever has joined now can let me know if you need the quiz link. And this quiz actually will help you out to prepare yourself in the interview for the last session's topic. Once again, send the link, okay? Here you go. Anyone who has joined recently and looking for the quiz link? If you want, just message in the chat box. Oh, thanks, Zion. You have already shared it. Fine. Guys, is it tough? Nobody has published their scores yet out of 5. Three out of 5. Oh my God. Oh, Uday. Okay, 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 4 out of 5. 3 out of 5. What happened? Was it tough or confusing? Zion, Ashwin, you both can reply. Like, was it tough? You felt it tough? Tough. Okay. Maybe the wordings were not clear enough. Maybe it was confusing. Okay, Uday, for you it is too easy. Fine. Danush. Okay, I've shared the link again, Danush. Guys, anybody else looking for the quiz link? I have shared it again in the chat box. Excuse me. So everyone has got the quiz link. We'll wait for 5 more minutes. 4 out of 5. Okay, good. Dhanush, how about you? Are you done?
Good evening, ma'am. Actually, I'm a little bit late. Can you please send the link again?
Okay. No worries, no worries. You have time and I have sent it. So try to finish by 7:15. Five out of 5. Great. We'll wait for 4 more minutes. Five out of 5. Good, good. So three more minutes. Anybody else looking for the quiz link? 4 out of 5. That's okay, Danush. Maybe the one question was confusing to you. Two more minutes. We'll wind up the quiz session. Four out of 5. Okay. Anyone else? I hope everyone has finished this quiz link. It was having some confusing wordings. If you will go through that quiz links, it will help you, to crack the interviews relevant to that last sessions. Okay. So it's 7:15. Can we get into HR analytics now? So you have to make a notes, guys. Okay, now you should be ready with your note, pen, or laptop, whatever you have. So last 3 sessions, I would request you all to work on your laptops along with me. Okay, that will give you some practical experience, how to make the KPIs, how to work on the analytics, how to, download the data or manipulate the data to work on the dashboards preparations. Okay, so I hope and I trust that you all will follow that. Okay, moving ahead to know what is HR analytics. Okay, and make a note, HR analytics also known as, okay, we can, or you can also hear these words, which is also a HR analytics only. Okay, such as people analytics or workforce analytics. If anybody is asking you the question on, how do you manage the people analytics, what are the key factor areas you will look into people analytics, don't get offended or don't get confused. They are only asking to you about HR analytics only. Okay. Sometimes they will ask you, have you worked on workforce analytics? Again, you should not get confused with, this is again the same thing, HR analytics. Okay. I hope this part is clear. You can just make a note of it. HR analytics, also known as simple people analytics or workforce analytics. Okay. Now, what does this process means? People analytics or workforce analytics or HR analytics. Ultimately, this is the process of collecting of what? Numbers, data, analyzing and interpreting to make informed business decisions. Ultimately it's helping the business owners or HR heads to make the decisions which will help the organization to improve its hiring, retention, performance, and I could say workforce planning using this data, whatever we have collected. So you can highlight these things. If anybody asks, what does this people analytics or workforce analytics used for? In short, you can tell it helps the organizations to improve its hiring, retention, performance, and workforce planning. These 4 things you highlight, that is sufficient. If you want to highlight more things like, training and development program, performance management system, these are also can be added. But to cut short your answer, because interview will not be happen for 1 hour or 2 hours, right? You have to be very, very sharp, and you have to give the important message within that 10 minutes or 20 minutes, so that, the interviewer can look at you and can talk more to you, right? So you can use your answers in these ways, and you can use such words: hiring, retention, performance, and workforce planning, using those data, whatever we have collected, or you can say using data-driven insights. Simple. Use such words. Okay. So that is a small and quick definition on HR analytics. Okay. Now, why this HR analytics is important in any organization? That could be a startup, that could be a mid-sized organization, or that could be a MNC. Okay. So you should remember these 5 points. So the number 1 is, it's a data-driven decision making, because we will not talk in the air. We have the data to talk about it, right? So it's a data-driven decision making. And number 2 is, it helps in employee retention, and it improves our engagement activity. Okay. It also enhances workforce planning and productivity. It reduces the hiring cost and turnover rates. So any idea what is turnover rates? TO rates, we also call it as TO, T for telephone, O for orange, TO rates, turnover rates. Any idea what is that? You can be very much open to me, guys, because we all are learning here, right? If you don't know means I can explain you, so that you can use it in your, next topics in interviews. So I believe you all know what is turnover rate. So I'm not explaining because nobody is asking me. I'll move ahead. If anybody asks you a question, then I think you can able to answer them. Good thing, good thing. Keep it up. So it also helps in tracking employees' performance and training effectiveness. So these are the 5 bullet points. If anybody asks you what is HR and why HR analytics is important, or why it is useful in any organizations. Okay. Now, to understand the key performance indicators, I would say that, or the recruitment part, how does it is effective, this analytics is effective in recruitment part. Somebody texted number of employees leaving the company. Okay, that's right, Tanya. Okay, I'll repeat it once again for everyone. Okay, Tanya, you are right. That is right. Number of employees leaving the company, but to end the sentence, something you have to add on, which means turnover rate. We are calculating the rate. So when you calculate the ratings and all, there will be some end point to it, right? Only then you can calculate from this to this, right? So in your message, number of employees leaving the company, that is right. But you have to add on during a specific period. So when we say during a specific period, that means from which date to which date anybody or number of employees left the organization. That is the turnover rate. Let's say from last financial year, we have employees somewhere 50 people left. Okay. But simultaneously, we have some 50 employees joined. Right. So what do you think the turnover rate will be from 2024 to 2025? It's a simple answer. It will not take much time to think, because 50 left, 50 joined. Then what is the turnover rate, or what is the percentage of employees leaving the organization? Fine, don't worry. We'll get that work in the Excel also. You will get to know the formulas, okay? I'll show you in the formulas, not now. Okay, moving ahead. Okay, I'll just repeat why the HR analytics is important. It helps in data-driven decision making. It improves employees' retention and also the engagement activities in any organization. It also helps in enhancing workforce planning and productivity. It reduces hiring costs and turnover rates. To track employee performance and training effectiveness. So that is relevant to performance and training. Both have covered in this single point. Okay. And yeah, so we were talking about recruitment analytics. So why it is useful and what we do in recruitment analytics. What is a major KPI when we present or when we talk about the recruitment analytics, what we should talk about. Okay. So let me tell you on that recruitment analytics, the major metrics, you can make a note of it. Whenever we are working on the recruitment part and like HR recruitment and doing this analytics, so the major KPIs you have to show is number of applications per job requirement. Okay, this comes in recruitment analytics. This is number one. You can just make a note. Number of applications per job requirements. The next KPI should be offer acceptance rate. Okay, the next is offer acceptance rate. The third one, time to fill and time to hire. This is having two major factors in one point. When you have to fill the open position and when you have to hire. Can anybody explain me the difference of these 2 points? What just I have said? Time to fill and time to hire. What is the difference? I'll just write in the chat box. Just be open, guys. Don't do Google or here and there. Okay, just let me know your understanding. Time to fill and time to hire.
Maybe time to fill means that a person is leaving the organization and he's on notice period of 30 days maybe, and they will let the recruiter know. So we have 30 days to fill this position. And for time to hire, maybe the position they identified that they need more manpower, an extra candidate, and they will hire that candidate. And filling is the way that a person is leaving the position and that needs to be filled.
Perfect. This is absolutely understandable. Time to fill is when anybody, sends the resignation or anybody is about to leave, we have to fill the position immediately, right? So that's the meaning, guys. So that's time to fill. Time to hire, as Abhishek said, that is absolutely correct and perfect, matching with the current trends. Okay. So whenever there is a new requirement, when you feel there is a shortage of the manpower, we are growing, the company is growing, they should add one more manpower, right? So that is the time to hire. So this analytics part or this trending, trends, we can call it as trends, when to start, when to fill, when to hire, these all we can understand through recruitment analytics. And this is also one of the major KPI which you have to show in your dashboards. Okay. And the next one is cost per hire. I think that's the fourth point, right, guys? Anybody making a note? No one? Yes, so the point what I said, that is the fourth point, right? Cost per hire. I just want to reconfirm, like, did I miss anything or I am going with that same process? Four-point. Thanks for confirming. Okay, so this is the fourth KPI in the recruitment analytics, cost per hire. Okay, now the fifth one, source of hire. Okay, which is nothing but we can also call it as sourcing channels. Okay, like we have sourcing channels like media platforms, job portals, referrals, internal sourcing or internal opportunities giving to the current employees, LinkedIn, Naukri, like that comes under job portals, but still. So that is called as source channels or sourcing channels or source of hires. So anything you want to call it as, but that should be meaningful and that should be understandable. Okay. So these are the major metrics. So I have only given the 5 major metrics under the recruitment analytics. Clear, guys? So this would help us analyzing hiring trends to understand like what are the sources we have used, what are the time to hire, what is the time to, fill in the position, what is the offer acceptance rate, and what is the number of applications per job posting, which will help you in the next hiring time. Like this is the number of candidates we have sourced for one candidate, which means we have to repeat that process, and that number of days definitely will be required. These are the analytics, so the management will be aware. I'll show you in the next sessions how to get the details in the Excel, as well as in the other session I'll show you in the Power BI. Okay, so I'll get that rough Excel sheet ready for you all, guys, so we can work together. Okay, repeat again point number 5. So point number 5 is source of hire, or we can call it as sourcing channels. So for example, LinkedIn, job portals, referrals, internal, job IJP, what we call as internal job postings. That is also an example. So I hope you all have mentioned this recruitment analytics 5 metrics, because I will be asking these 5 metrics in the next session, guys, because we have to work on it, and we will be showing this in our dashboards. This is our major KPIs. And while attending the interviews, you can of course talk about these 5 major recruitment metrics. Is that clear, guys? Or do you have any doubt on the recruitment analytics major metrics? Perfect. So recruitment analytics major metrics is done. Perfect. Sorry, guys. Okay. What is the next HR topic? Yes, we can consider employee retention and attrition analytics. Understanding the factors why the employees are leaving the organization. Okay. So with this, you guys got the topic, right? The next major dashboard, what we are going to work on, that is employee retention and attrition analytics. This will help us to understand why the employees are leaving the organization. What is the major risk? Okay. And predicting the attrition risk using employee tenure, engagement activities, like how that employee is keeping engaged with the organization goals. So these are some factors what we will be discussing. Now, what is the major metrics for this employee retention and attrition analytics? Okay, so you can write it down. The first major metric which the management would like to see in the dashboard, monthly and annual attrition rate. Okay, which means what? You have to show the management what is the retention percentage in the monthly basis, and what is the retention percentage annually. Okay, so when I say annually, you have to present the current annual figure, which is from April to March. Okay, financial year. That is what the organization works. So if in the interview, the interviewer may ask you which annual report you will present, then you should tell them current financial years. Like that, you have to answer them. So the first point is clear, monthly and annual attrition rate. And second point, you can make a note of it, retention rate by department. We have to understand, right, how many employees have been resigned, or what is the retention rate by department wise. Correct? So do you agree with me on that?
Ma'am, retention means we are keeping the employees in our organization, right?
Yes, I was supposed to ask that. Any idea about retention? Because I'm talking about attrition and retention. So what does that mean?
That we are able to hold the specific employee within the organization.
And again, when you're holding the specific employee within the organization, there should be a specific period. Only then you can generate the rates, right? If it's open, then we cannot generate any, percentage or rates when that person's calculations will be starting or it's ending, right? So we can add on just one word over there, Abhishek, like during the specific period. That's all. During should come during the
Yes,
specific period.
yes, ma'am. I was going to ask. I know what retention is, but I don't know what retention rate is, and wanted to
Okay.
know more about it.
Retention rate, like attrition rate, how we are calculating the attrition rate. Similarly, we have to calculate the retention rate. So retention rate is calculated from the person's date of joining to till the exit date and year. So likewise, you have to calculate how many employees have joined 4 years back and they are still with us.
In a specific department, right?
Yeah, in a specific department, and overall organization retention rate also you can calculate likewise. You can take all the active employees, calculate their date of joining to till date, how many number of days they have worked within the organization. In that, you can take any specific financial year to understand, like from 2022 to 2024, what was the retention rate. So you will check some employees who might have left, they will be not mentioned in the active employee list, right? Only the employees who are active from 2022 to 2024, you have to just filter it, calculate the number of days they have worked, and divide by the number of working days we have from the starting of the company. Likewise, we have to calculate the retention rate.
Got it.
I'll show you in the Excels, don't worry. This is just the theoretical, but no, right? Like what that means, that matters. Only then we can work on the calculation. Otherwise, we can't. You'll get confusion then why we are doing this. So, okay, somebody has texted retention means keeping employee for a long time. Yes, yes. So we have to find that retention rate only. Like in this organization A, how many employees we have kept for longer period. As I said, some specific duration we have to choose and present the dashboard. Okay. Specifically, the company may ask 3 years or 5 years or 10 years. Okay. So these are the figures. You can just, if any interviewer asks you and they want you to calculate, so you can calculate on this basis, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. Okay. That's the standard what every organization is using. Okay. Then attrition, right? Attrition is nothing but exit of the employees, right? So what is the attrition rate during that specific period? So attrition and retention, we have to always showcase in the same dashboard because it will give a clear picture, like how many employees left, what is the, and what are the joiners rate, and how many of them has been continuing with us. So we can target such kind of candidates in the next hiring. That is the metric. Okay. So yeah, after that, as I said, retention rate by department. So department wise, we can pull the retention rate, as well as we can also pull it like for the whole organization. Because if it's a startup company, they might have started from 10 employees. Now they might have reached to some 200 employees. So they might want to check what is the retention rate in the past 1 or 2 years, and what type of candidates is been with us for the next 2 years. Okay, this is some type of data what the startups will be looking for. Okay, then comes tenure analysis, which is nothing but, new joiners versus experienced employees. Again, we have to add on here during specific period. When we select any specific period, only then we can calculate. Okay. And we can say that specific period is from date of organization, when the organization has been started, and till today's day, till the current year. Likewise, we can calculate if it's open. If the interviewer just asks you to calculate, then you can ask him the question like, when I know when the organization might have started. Or if he is not ready to share, then you yourself can bring on one imaginary dates or years, and you can start calculating and show him. If he asks why you have chosen this year and all, then you can tell we need a specific time period to calculate this. Clear? So that is tenure analysis, new joiners versus experienced employees. Of course, when any employee is joining with us, you have to have a column in the employer master, how many years they have worked. So how many months, you will consider the employee as a new joiner. Any idea? Then how you will, segregate the new joiner and experienced candidate in your data, in your master
Maybe
data?
till they clear their probation period.
Okay, let's say the interviewer is not mentioning any probation period, then what you will do?
3 months, maybe.
Okay, 3 months you are saying freshers. How about if he or she has worked for 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, or maybe 12 months? You will
Then
consider them as
it-
experienced?
I will. I don't know about other companies.
Okay, actually, we will consider them as in the freshers category because the months, not up to 12 months, because if it's 12 months, then they come into 1 year category. Okay, so whoever or whatever designations they have, not designations, I would say that whatever the department they are working with, less than 12 months, they will be considered as freshers only because they have to learn a lot. Nobody can be a master in 1 year. Within 1 year, I would say that. Okay. So that's the basic understandings in the market. Because if we are hiring for any position, we will not mention, 0 to 2 year for senior post. But we will mention 1 to 2 year for senior post. I mean, a junior level, top level than a freshers role. Like this is just a basic understanding, Abhishek. Okay. So that is what we calculate in that way. So 0 to 1, we consider them as a freshers because if that person is going and applying for the job in any organization as an experienced candidate, nobody will hire. They will say you only have 6 months of experience. You only have 8 months of experience. What would you have learned in 8 months? Like this is the counter questions the HRs make. So if any interviewer is asking for these questions, what is the questions, I mean, about the freshers? Let's say 0 to 11 months, they will be considered as freshers. Okay. Now, why I'm highlighting this? Because in the Excel sheet, what we will be working on, there will be some number of years the candidate is working with the organization. Now, as per this analytics, tenure analysis, so we should know what is the year we have calculated as fresher and what is the year we have calculated as experience. So we should be aware of that terms, like which year is what and what is experience. That's all. Very simple. Once we know that, then we can work on the tenure analysis. And the next one is, of course, reasons for leaving, because this is something relevant to attrition analysis, right? So we should know the major reason for leaving in the organization. So how many points, guys, under this topic, employee retention and attrition?
4, ma'am.
4? I have noted down 5.
With reasons for leaving, it's the 4th point, right? No? I mean, experienced versus new joins, is it not part of the 3rd point? Or it's
tenure analysis. Oh,
yeah.
sorry. I have, okay, my mistake. Serial number is wrong here. Okay. While talking, I was writing. So I have told 4 points, right? One is monthly and annually attrition rate. Then second is retention rate by department. Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Then third is tenure analysis. Then the fourth is reasons for leaving. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So that's the 4 topic under attrition and retention analysis. Okay. Now, what next we are going to see in the HR, this analytics part is performance and productivity analytics. So how to do that? The major metrics, how to identify or check the best performance or the productivity rate. Are we in the right track or not? This is not for the individual personnel. This is for the organization because we are talking in general for the HR analytics. Okay. Even in the interview, you should not talk for the individual performance. You only have to focus on the organization's growth. Just keep this in mind. Okay. Any interview about the HR analytics, showcase your talent towards the organizational growth. What changes you can bring into that organization if they hire you. This is what you have to talk about. Okay. Yes. So coming back to performance and productivity analytics, the major metrics, goal achievement rate. Okay, how to achieve the goals. That is nothing but the targets achieved by individual employees, but as a group towards the organizational growth. I'll tell you how to calculate that in the Excel sheet. Then, of course, the sales performance matter, right? So performance and productivity. When I say productivity, so in short, sales should come in mind. Like what is the overall sales rate of the organization and what is the profit generated? So are we, 30% margin is there or not? So always whenever the company or any organization generates the revenue, so their benefit comes within the 30% margin. Okay. If it's less than 30% margin, then that company is not, doing a good in terms of profit or revenue making, because they have to pay the salaries, they have to pay the infras, they have to take care of the other facilities, right? So their profit will go in that. How they will grow then, how they will develop. That is what every organization will look for, the revenues or profit of a 30%, which means if they have done expense today or whatever expense they have done in the product making, and when they are selling in the market, and the overall profit, that should have the 30% of the amount from the sales. I mean, is that clear or should I rephrase it? Okay. Let's say the sales point today is 10 rupees. I'm selling my product in 10 rupees. Okay. So my profit, what I want to get back annually or monthly. Okay. My target will be to get 30% on top of 10 rupees from the market. Now, is that clear? Or no? I have just given a small example with 10 rupees. If I am doing an expense on my product for 10 rupees, and when I am selling it in the market, I will look for a 30% profit on 10 rupees. If I'm getting a 15% or 12%, then I'm not getting a benefit, because I cannot invest on any new things. I will be again doing the same thing, and there is no growth in that organization. If I'm getting a 30% hike or 30% profit, then I can invest in a new department. I can hire a 2 more person to do the sales, and I'll get more benefits. So every organization runs like this only. They will be having the margin of 30%. Now it is clear? Abhishek? Yeah, 30% is the bottleneck. We can say that if it goes less than 30%, then that company is not moving towards the growth. They are stable. We could call them as plateau. You know, plateau? There is a plateau rate, single line. It goes like this. So that company is going like this only. There is no variation. I hope now it is clear, Abhishek.
Yes, ma'am, understood. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. So yes, that's about this performance and productivity, like sales performance matters. We have to calculate the 30% margin that should be there. Okay. Yes, these 2 points are important under performance and productivity. This is what you can showcase, because when you will be getting into a HR analytics, you will get some more insights, but you will not be working on this side at all, because you will be more dealing with talent acquisition and talent management. Okay, but this is something which you should be aware of as a business HR. I would say that. Okay, even in interview, if you will add on these 2 points, it's a added advantage. Okay, that's enough for 2 points under performance and productivity. Then comes we have compensation. So this is something relevant to HR team. So what they will be doing, the major metrics, gender pay gap analysis. This is very, very important. Okay. Gender pay gap analysis. Now every organization is looking for a diversified culture, like that they talk. Okay. So that is what under compensation and this benefits analysis, whenever it comes, you can straight away talk, we should look into gender pay gap analysis, like what is happening there, what is the percentage or what are the rates, like that. Then comes compensation versus market standards, which is nothing but you have to check the current, like the current company or the organization's current salary or compensation structure, or the CTC, I would say that. Now you guys knows what is CTC, right? I hope you all know what is CTC. So this compensation versus market standards is nothing but to analyze in our company from 1 to 2 year what is the CTC, and similarly with our competitor companies what is the CTC they are providing. We have to compare and analyze where we are standing. Are we paying more in the market or are we paying less in the market? And if we are paying less, then of course the candidate will not come and join, right? And if we are paying more, then of course we are, have paid some lot of money flow we have done. So we have to control that also as a HR personnel. So this is also one type of analytics, compensation and benefits analytics. Benefits means not all, sorry. Any doubt, Supriya? Okay, okay. I assume she don't have a doubt. Fine. Guys, are you clear? Compensation and benefits analysis.
Ma'am, then the gender pay gap analysis was part of it, or it's a
It's a
complete?
part of it, because we have to understand in this organization for how many years of experience, maybe male or female, what is the CTC we have offered. Maybe 5 years, let's say male is there, 5 years, let's say female is there, but male will be getting more and female will be getting lesser. So we have to analyze why. Why is that so? Both of them are having 5 years of experience. And we have to, notify this to the management and we have to bring the changes. If in the organization, 5 years experience is 10 lakhs, means it should be 10 lakhs for all the gender. This is nothing to, discuss more about it, but it's just understanding and bringing the equality, within the organization, because that is also HR personal's job. And this should be highlighted to the management. So through this dashboard only, you can do that. This is also one of the important factor. I would say the KPI. You can have a, charts, nice charts to show male, female, or any transgenders in that organization. The number of years, 0 to 1 year, how much we have paid male, female, and if there is any transgender, like we are bringing the equality in our organization. Only then it will attract more employees. Are you getting it? Why we are doing this? To make this company as a diversified and equality, to bring the equity, I would say that within the organization, irrespective of the genders or irrespective of the region, anything we could say that. Is that clear? Abhishek, that was your question.
Yes, ma'am, I was typing and asking, so it can be like a great place to work then, so that.
Correct. That is what we have. We have to build that culture to attract the employees. In short, that is what we are doing here. So if we do all these changes, of course, they will go and tell to their reference. It will spread, right? So employees are also the, organization's branding team. If your employees are satisfied, it will automatically get published outside, right?
Yes.
So that is what we are focusing in. So ultimately, it's the marketing what we are doing through employees, making this pool, or making this every employee to understand that everyone has or holds the same or equal positions. That's all. Okay, that's about it. Compensation and benefit analysis, gender pay gap analysis. If we have any in our organization, then we have to rectify it immediately. Then the second point is compensation versus market standards. And I think this two would be enough under compensation and benefit analysis. Okay, with this I will show you tomorrow, like if you are using any charts or trends, to identify what is the trends we are using in that charts. Maybe we'll work on the Excel sheet first. So I would request you all to carry your laptop and have your Excel sheets in handy so we can work on that. I'll try to circulate the rough data Excel sheets with you all in this chat box. Okay, so we all can work together. If anyone is interested to take initiatives, they can open the Excel sheet or share the sheet, and we can ask them to work on it. Like, as per, of course, I'll let you know how to start and how to work on it. So when you will be doing practically alongside, you will get the knowledge of practical, how to work in the Excel and how to pull the data and how to convert that into the dashboards in the Excel itself. So any doubt, guys? Any doubts if you have so far?
No, ma'am.
Okay, see, basically we will be looking into this. Okay, how many types of analytics I have told? 4, right? Recruitment, employee retention, attrition, performance, and what is that? Productivity, then compensation and benefits. 4, right? 4 topics.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, along with that, if we have the Excel sheet now, like with the rough data, with that also we will try to pull some other details. Like once you see the headings, you will understand we can pull this data also, we can pull that data also, so once that sheet is ready, you will be able to understand. And you have to be more you have to only think about the insightful dashboards, which you feel, and you can be tomorrow the owner of that company, and you can bring your own inputs. Like, I need this data also, I need this data also, like what data is important for that organization to take a decision. Okay, so maybe when we will be meeting next, that will be on Thursday, right? So on Thursday you should come up with such questions when I share that Excel sheet with you all, when we all are working. So first thing what we have to screen is headings always. Okay, what are the headings we have, and with that headings, what do you think, like what type of dashboards we can make, like what data we can bring in the small chat box and in a small dashboard, which would be helpful to take the further decisions in that organization. Like that, we have to analyze it first. Okay, fine, guys. Let me see if I
Yes.
have missed anything from my notes. Okay. I'll tell you, like in the next class, well, let me prepare this Excel sheets for you now. Like I'll be working on it right now after this session for you guys. So let me just create, because I do have some of the datas, but I don't want to, make complete confusing one. So I will rectify it from my end. I'll keep it prepared for you all so we can discuss in the next session. First, we'll work on Excel sheets. And yes, once the Excel sheet is clear to everyone, then we will get into Power BI. Okay. I'll just show you a small snap of that Power BI. Like I will explain you how to download this Excel, or how to connect the Excel to the Power BI, and how we have to maintain or pull the, readily available charts will be there in the Power BI. So how we have to use those charts in our presentations. Who is asking for the link? Okay, no one, right? Okay, done. So 4 minutes are there, guys. Any doubts? Maybe you can ask me relevant to this analytics if you have any questions. So tools, I have told you like what tools we are going to work on. In the Excel, if you have you worked on pivot table? Let me know if you have got that
Yes,
skills. So how many of you have worked on pivot tables? Quickly, yes, no. So I can prepare the Excel in that way. Everyone? Only 3 people. Out of 74, only 3 people have worked on pivot table. Okay. So no, because if you guys will tell me, then I will add it, or else I will remove it. That is what I want to understand from you all now. If you want to see the pivot table, the calculations also, I will bring that in the next session. If you don't want, means I will leave that. How about VLOOKUP to compare the sheets, to compare the different sheets? Okay, you guys worked on it. Good to know that. And there is one more thing. I'm not getting the name. I'm so sorry. I'll try to see that, and if needed, I'll add it, or else let's see how to bring that. So major things will be the calculations and the workings in the Excel, and then we will implement the charts. You know, right? Excel is also having the inbuilt charts. Yes, everyone knows. Perfect. So we will be working on that also. Maybe some small charts we will work in this, so that in the Power BI we will have a beautiful dashboard presentations, and that we can convert in the PPT. Okay. So any idea on Power BI? Perfect. Rukmani knows Power BI. Oh, Abhishek also knows. Good, good. So I believe that session you guys can take your tour and make your own presentations, and we can display in the last session to understand who has done what. But before that, in the Saturday session, I will try to explain that. So the last session, you can bring your own dashboards, okay, with the given Excel sheet. Fine, we can do in that way. So you can make that as a project work of your this session, and wherever you want, you can use that dashboards as the talent management or the talent acquisition. Okay, perfect. Thanks. All right. So that is the plan for the next 2 sessions and the final sessions. Like we have left with the 3 sessions, right? Okay. TK ma'am. Okay, Gokul Kannan. That's the plan. Fine. Which will be helpful for your interview. If you want, you can present it to the HR recruiters or the analytics. You can tell them we have worked on this project and this is our workings with this rough data Excel sheet, which is very, very useful for you all. Chelo. It's not chelo, it's chalo. All right, guys. So I think time is 1 minute. We can wind up. So yes, see you in the next session with some workings. So I'll get the rough Excel sheets ready for you all. Chilo means enjoy. Okay. Okay. I hope no doubts.
Ma'am, is it possible to get the data set now?
No, I have to work on it. Since I'm working from Monday to Sunday, I don't have time to work. So I'll work now.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, because now I understood now what you guys need. So as per that only, I'll make the rough data.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. All right, guys. Fine then. Take care. Good night. You have session by 8:30, I believe. So take a break and then connect with full Josh. Okay. Fine, guys. Bye. Good night.
Bye, ma'am. Good night.